live. We are live. Okay, just check that we are officially live, and I guess we are officially live. Okay, everything sounds good on my end on my phone here. Audio sounds good. So, how is everyone? Has been a crazy week for us. If you guys have been following the Instagram stories. Alright, now before I begin, I am going to let everyone know on Instagram that I am live. And I'm going to let everyone know on Twitter as well that I am live. You know, I gotta get people to know that I am live. And also, while I'm doing that, there's a purpose for this. It's going to let people who have the notification bells on for YouTube know that I am live. And I believe YouTube also sends out an email as well. So let's do it. Let's do it. Alright guys, I am live right now on YouTube, so make sure you guys click on that link that was provided in the previous story to get inside the live. I'll see you guys soon. Alright, that's it for me letting people know that I am live. Alright, so hopefully everyone again has been doing really well so far. How did everyone do in the markets today? Well, hopefully you guys did well. Obviously, I wouldn't want anyone to be doing bad. That's never a thing that I would want. Hey, Do Nothing, what's up? First of all, Do Nothing, I want to give you kind of a appreciation for you always supporting me, man. And you said I did all right. All right, nice. Nice. Okay, so let's get on with it. I've been delaying it for almost 5 minutes now. So what the heck happened to the markets today, right? So if you start out on SPY here on the daily time frame. Now, if you guys are members and are looking at the live stream right now, you guys should know that, well, at least expected that the market was going to stay in a range between 410 or 410.20 to be specific to 413.50. Or if you guys want to be specific, 413.55. Now, obviously, you guys don't have to be specific. You guys can just round up, round up as in 413.50 and 410 because we like to use whole number levels. So 410 and 413.50. All right. Now, the CFO Swing and Watch members, I told them that this is quite a big range here on the daily time frame, and if we do stick to this range, there's a possibility of us just moving sideways for quite some time. And guess what? That's exactly what we have been doing. We have been range trading as buyers buy at the retest of 410 and then sellers sell at the retest of 413.50. So at some point, something has to give. Either 413.50 breaks to the upside or 410.20 breaks to the downside. And in this case, I have bet on the market that we will break over 413.50 because around, I would say, the last 3 to 4 minutes of trading today, I actually got into some SPY high risk calls. It's a swing trade, obviously, since I got in at the last 3 to 4 minutes. And the exact trade that I got into, the exact contracts that I got into were the 4/15th strike call contracts that expire on May 16th. So I have officially 4 days left, right, since the market closed today. So I have only tomorrow and then the rest of the days before expiration, which is 4 days, right? But if you want to count today, then 5 days. But I'm not going to count it since the market is closed now and I can't really do much with that position. So SPY here, the reason why I got those contracts is that number one, I expect SPY to break out of this consolidation deadlock between 410 to 413.50 to the upside. Now, why do I believe that the market is going to break to the upside? Well, first of all, before I even delve further into the reason why, I will always tell you guys when I am wrong, right? Because, what's the point of me saying, hey, you know what, I was always correct, I'm not wrong. So for example, if the trade doesn't go right tomorrow, or even maybe if I decide to hold over the weekend and it doesn't work out, I'll say it didn't work out, right? Because who am I going against? Mr. Market and myself, right? I have the responsibility to make sure that I am accountable for my own trades. So sure, right now the trade that I took today for SPY is pretty good in my opinion. And if it decides to not work out, then the market told me that my trade wasn't going to work out. That's it. So I have no reason to try to defend myself in front of you guys to say that, oh my God, my trade was so correct. It's just that the stars weren't aligned with me. The market was just absolute shit, right? And, I don't have any reason to say any of that. If the trade goes wrong and I had to get out and the trade is not in my favor anymore, I'll get out and I'll say, hey, my trade was wrong. I was on the wrong side. That's it. There's only two sides in the stock market. There's a dichotomy. One to the long side and one to the short side. Right? So that's one of those few things where I truly hope that people understand that trading comes with a lot of responsibility and accountability, because whatever you put in is whatever that comes out, right? The input equals output. So the input to output also compounds. There's a compounding effect to that as well. Okay, so for SPY tomorrow, I'm expecting another retest of 413.50. Why? Well, why not? We have been consolidating between 410 to 413.50 multiple times, even before we create this very large move to the upside and very large move to the downside, right around here. We are respecting 410 to 413.50 very precisely and accurately as well. And we are doing that again. Now, let's go into the reasons why I am looking for a retest of 413.50 and a possible break to the upside. Number one, we're range trading. So when we bounce at 410.20 or bounce at 410, we tend to go all the way back to 413.50. So my trade right now, I can still take profits if we come up to 413.50. And I don't even have to worry about a rejection because again, if it hits 413.50, what do I need to do? Just get out. I simply need to just get out of the trade and I'm done. Number 2, the second reason why I think that we're going to break to the upside is this double bottom. So every single time that we try to break below 410, just like today and just like yesterday, we have defended this support level multiple times. And so far, we have not come back down to retest the same level or pivot area where we saw the first bottom and the second bottom pivoting away from this specific support level. And what is this specific support level? $404 flat, or specifically 403.75-ish. So kind of the observable average between these two, right? It's not the exact average, obviously, but I'm just going to say 403.75 to make the numbers kind of easier, right? I mean, 403.76 kind of sounds, awkward. So 403.75-ish, to be specific, is kind of the level where the price is pivoting away from, right? We're bouncing away from that 403.75 level, or again, if you guys just want to round up and use whole numbers, $404 flat. All right, so 404.00. And so far this week, we have not revisited this 404 level. And also, I even told my CFO Swing Watch members on Sunday that this daily 50 SMA level has to catch up to the price. And I expect the 50 SMA to actually come up to around this 404 level. And guess what? It did that today because the 50 SMA closed at $404.11, 404.11, as seen on the left right over here, this dark blue number. Okay, so 404.11, you guys have to remember that. Now, why is that important? Because it's important for the future. So if we do decide to break below 410 decisively in the near-term future, we can at least expect to get a higher low compared to this most previous recent low. Why? Well, the 50 SMA is curling to the upside. So if I draw something like this, all right, actually, let's make that darker. So let's say this is the 50 SMA, right? And if the price continues to consolidate like this between 410 to 413.50, and then the price decides to break below 410, I'm going to expect a retest at this daily 50 SMA. And then we could bounce, most likely. Why? Because the daily 50 SMA is a very hard level of support, which means that there are a lot of buyers resting at this 50 SMA. Why do I say buyers? Because the price is staying and sitting above the daily 50 SMA. If it was the other way around, where the price was staying underneath the daily 50 SMA, then I would say there will be a lot of sellers sitting at the daily 50 SMA. But that's not the case, because the price has been consistently staying over the daily 50 SMA since the start of April, right? And we're still staying on top of it into May. And so this is something that I'm going to expect if we do decide to break below 410, and if we do decide to continue to be stuck in the range between 410 and 413.50. Does that make sense, guys? All right, hey, welcome everyone. You guys are coming in late, but it's all right. You guys can always come back to the recording. I just said something very, very important, so make sure you guys come back to the recording. And so that is another reason why I am still a bit bullish on the longer term as well, right? And people are saying that, the market's going to fall here, but I truly don't think so. We are still very different compared to early to mid-February. Because why? Well, I said this multiple times the past couple of weeks. When you compare the choppy zone between 406 to 415.50, right? There really isn't a drastic difference other than the fact that the trends are different, right? So we have a downtrend here with a textbook lower lows and lower highs compared to a textbook uptrend over here on this side of the chart with an uptrend. We have higher highs and higher lows. Even still, right now, we're still in a uptrend. Higher lows and higher highs. And so that's another reason why. I can just find so many reasons why I am still staying bullish. And even if, again, if you break below 410, right on this level here, this very, very important support level for now, I'm going to expect this daily 50 SMA to continue to go up higher, just like I demonstrated right over here. How do I know this? Because it has happened today and yesterday, and since the start of this week. And for all my CFO Stream Watch members who might be in the live right now, go back to the TA video, the technical analysis video that I sent out on Sunday night. And I tell you guys that I expect the 50 SMA to come up to 404 at the very least. And that's exactly what we did and achieved today, as the 50 SMA crossed over 404 and we ended up closing at 404.11. So 404.11. And that's indicating to me that the 50 SMA is going to continue to curl up higher as the price continues to move sideways. But if you're able to break over 413.50, which is what I'm betting on with my SPY position that I told you guys already, it's the exact contracts and exact expiration date. I want us to break over this 413.50 and eventually hit 415.50. This is the maximum resistance level that I want us to see happening for my current swing trade that I have right now on SPY. And if that happens, so in this case, if the scenario that I just described happens here, okay, I'm going to see a breakout like this. All right, it's a pretty slow breakout, but nonetheless, a breakout out of this 410 to 413.50 price range, or consolidation phase or range. And if that happens, then I expect the 50 SMA to kind of stall out. What does that mean? This is exactly what I mean here. I expect it to stop curling up higher and eventually start curling like this, right? Where it starts flatlining. Why? Because again, the 50 SMA is a longer term SMA, which means that the price will always want to stay and move away from it, right? Because right now we're pretty close to it, okay? So if the 50 SMA continues to curl up higher, then I would expect to see the price breaking below 410.20ish here specifically, or just 410, and then retesting that daily 50 SMA, just like I've shown you on the first scenario or first situation. All right, so if you guys don't remember what I just did for your first situation, go back on the recording. It should be very clear. So this is the second scenario that I'm looking for, right? And this is the reason why I bet today at the end of the trading day today, I got into those SPY call contracts. All right, and again, what were they? It was the 415 strike call contracts that expire on May 16th. So I have 4 more trading days left. I am not counting today since the trading day is already officially over, including after hours trading. So hopefully everything goes all right. Now, obviously good luck to me. So SPY futures is actually looking pretty uneasy, right? Especially my SMAs. So great. All right, so first of all, this is great right now where we're still staying above the daily 10 SMA, right? My red line. And also right now we're still staying above the daily 21 SMA. We've actually opened up right at the 21 SMA, slightly below it, crossed over, and we're still sticking over the 21 SMA right now. And so tomorrow I expect the 21 SMA to provide ample amount of support for buyers to come in with confidence to break over to 4160 again and possibly break higher to 4180 and eventually retest 4200, which is a huge key magnet level. And if you guys have noticed on SPY futures, the daily 50 SMA has already been retested when we made that clear second bottom for a double bottom chart pattern, right? So hopefully we see that break to the upside. Now, I'm not ever going to always be so biased just because I have a call position or a put position. I'm going to look at what my risks are. And what is my risk? My one major risk? Well, on SPY futures right now and overnight futures trading, the 10 SMA is curling down. And that tends to be a little bit of a warning sign because that means that the momentum for buyers, why am I saying buyers again? Well, my 10 and 21 SMAs are or is my momentum pair. So that means if the price stays above the 10 and 21, both of them at the same time, the bulls are in control of the momentum. And if the price is staying below the 10 and 21 SMAs, that means the sellers are in control of the momentum. So if the 10 SMA starts to curl down like this, there's a chance the price wants to follow with the 10 SMA and actually retest the 10 SMA again and possibly give the sellers a bit of confidence as the price heads lower to retest that daily 10 SMA. And eventually, if the sellers are stronger than the buyers, momentum and volume wise, we will break below the 10 SMA and we start heading lower. And that's when my trade will eventually give out and I'll have to get out for a loss because the trade is now not in my favor. I am dropping a lot of valuable information that you guys should be looking at. So, and also remembering. So make sure you guys are taking notes, or you go right back to the recording of this live, which will automatically be posted in my channel after the live stream is done. So make sure you guys check it out. And also, right now we just got a nice pop. That's nice to see. Very, very nice to see. Higher highs and higher lows. Very nice. We even got a very, very, very large spike here. Very long wicks to the upside, which means that buyers are still in control on the intraday. So not bad. Hey, welcome guys. Welcome in. Thank you guys for the likes. Yeah, so again, for the people who are just joining in now, I dropped so much value right now. So make sure you guys go back to the recording of the live stream. All right, I start around the 4:50 to, well, I would say 4:30 to 4:50 minute mark. So make sure you guys start watching from there. I highly, highly recommend that you guys go back to the recording. I give you guys so much info. All you have to do is pay attention. All right, the only reason why I'm sounding like this is that I'm so passionate. Right, I'm so passionate that you guys know this information. And I even gave you guys my own SPY trade that I just currently executed today, right before the market ended, about 3 to 4 minutes before the market ended. And I gave you guys my own reasons why. So go back to the recording of this live stream, which will be posted. Okay? And you know, this is the reason why a lot of people tend to not ask me questions, because they listen. They listen to what I say. I give them every single information that they will need to be prepared. And that is the point of the CFO Swing and Watch newsletter that I send out every single Sunday, every single week. All right, so again, make sure you guys are watching out for that on SPY futures. And again, on SPY, what I just explained to you all, make sure you guys remember those two scenarios or situations that I gave you guys. All right, so for now, I'm gonna stick to my second scenario where we retest 413.50 and then we break over that until we hit 415.50, which is the reason why, again, I got a very logical strike. If you guys kind of can connect the dots here, there's a reason why I got the 415 strike call contracts. Because if we go over 415 and we're head right back to 415.50, my contracts will be at the money and then in the money. All right, so I don't choose strikes just randomly. Maybe sometimes here and there because I'm trying to quickly get into a trade, but that 415 strike is critical to my current trade game plan. All right, now I also said this right before I gave you guys those two different scenarios or situations. I'm also glad if the price goes back to 413.50. Why? Because that's gonna put me in profits already from where I entered in, which is slightly under 412. So if you guys want to know where I got in, okay, I obviously got in on this last 15-minute candlestick, but I got in right over here. I think I saw the underlying share price hitting around like 411.93-ish. And then the market closed, right? Since I got in the last 34 minutes. So I believe the price was somewhere around 11.93-ish. I don't exactly remember since I was looking at the actual premium price of the contract, but I think I saw the numbers flash a little bit, the underlying share price here for SPY. But either way, that doesn't really matter. So for SPY, again, watch out for that, all right? Make sure you guys are listening. Make sure you guys are doing your proper due diligence because I provide all the research as well. But again, for SPY, I'm gonna be happy even if we just retest 413.50 and then reject again. Why? Because we are range trading. What range are we talking about? 410 to 413.50. If you guys want to be specific, 410.20 to 413.55. Very simple. Right? And the only reason why I repeat myself is that I make sure that the value of information that I give you guys stay ingrained inside your guys' brains. And that's the reason why not a lot of people come back to ask me questions, because I get them all the information that they need. I am an open book. I give you guys information and you guys just have to listen and memorize it. And it's easy to memorize what I say. Why? Because I repeat myself very often and every single time, or whenever I get the chance to. Right? So again, this 410 to 413.50 level is very, very important. These two levels. Hey, Miner, what's up? What's up? You just missed a very, very important part here on SPY. But make sure you come back to the recording. I mean, I've only been live for less than 30 minutes. So hopefully you go back to the recording. Make sure you start out around the 430 to 450 minute mark. Okay, so 4 minutes and 30 seconds to 4 minutes and 50 seconds minute mark. All right, and start watching from there, because I go over SPY very intricately and I explain my own SPY position that I sent out in the Discord, which you can actually see as well. Okay, Miner, so make sure you watch the recording. It's not long. This live stream won't be long for Thursday. So hopefully you take the time to watch that. Now, that is it for SPY. I also want to quickly go over QQQs. The Qs, right? So QQQ has been in another world of itself, right? So QQQ is slowly extending its strength here. So the RSI is at 62.69 at close today. And if you guys are worried about overboughtness, quote unquote overboughtness, don't be afraid, because we're not overbought yet at all. We're considered overbought when the value of RSI is at 70. What does that mean? Well, we're headed straight for my first target of 330. Guess what? I told everyone about this target multiple times, 330. And what's been happening? Well, we've been heading straight towards it ever since last week and the start of this week. Okay, I gave you guys my targets for QQQ and SPY. QQQ is 330, SPY is 420. Right, and the immediate target that I have for my current trade is 415.50. Very simple, if you guys listened, right? And the only reason why I continue to say if you guys listened is that, well, some people don't listen and then they come back with questions that I've always answered repeatedly as well. Right, now I'm not saying that, you know, to make you guys scared of me. I always accept questions. It's just that, you know, I want you guys to listen because what I have to say is valuable. Miner, did you do any tickers? No. I'm only going to accept 3 tickers after I'm done with QQQ because my time is very, very tight here for today. Okay, I have a meeting to go to at 7, so my apologies. But Miner, go ahead and send in any tickers that you want me to look at. But again, I'm only doing 3 tickers, and that goes out for everyone. 3 tickers only for tonight. So the entire tech sector has been incredibly strong after its nice breakout back in early March. So hopefully we can see a nice run over 327.50 and then eventual retest of 330. And that is when I expect the markets to start moving to the downside. We get a nice significant pullback, possibly another retest of the daily 50 SMA on QQQ. Does that make sense, everyone? All right, so I expect at least a retest of maybe even 318.50 by that time. And that's exactly where the daily 50 SMA will probably be as well. So who knows? We'll see. All right, any tickers that you guys might want me to go over? I'll be taking 3 maximum tickers today since I am short on time. Minor, you no, I'm joking. So you gave me exactly three tickers to look at, huh? Thank you. You decided to take in all of them, huh? All 3 spots for me to look at? No worries, I gotcha. You're not selfish, I'm just joking. Hey, what's up, man? The Wiz, I haven't seen you in a while, bro. I see that you've been active on Discord though. Hopefully you've been checking in on the CFO Discord here and there while you've been active. Why don't I ever play QQQ? Because I don't really like how QQQ moves. And also, I'm very, very comfortable with how SPY moves. That's why. Very simple reason. But Minor, I am planning to take QQQ, like I said earlier. I plan on taking QQQ to 330, right? That's the maximum target, and then SPY to 420, right? But again, I just explained my short-term profit target for my current SPY trade that I have, which is the title here of the live stream, which is 415.50. Or tomorrow, if we see a rejection at 413.50, I'll just get out, right? Because we're range trading between 410 and 413.50. Very easy, right? And the Wiz, brother, since you did arrive a little bit late, unless you've been watching, I'll just say it again to everyone who is just joining right now. Make sure you guys go back to the recording of this live stream around the 4:30 to 4:50 minute mark, or 4 minutes and 30 seconds to 4 minutes and 50 seconds, because that's when I start and I give you guys so much valuable information on what you guys should be expecting in the markets, short-term wise and long-term wise. Make sure you guys look at it. Please look at it and listen and remember, okay? And again, I'm not trying to sound angry. I'm just really passionate about what I do, and I want to relay the information that I have in my head and transfer it over to you guys so that you guys are the beneficiaries of my own thoughts. Does that make sense? And the Wiz, you're welcome, man. I appreciate you for even taking the time to go into my live stream. I know you're somewhere around the world, always traveling, man. So thank you so much for stopping by and using your time, man. Hey, that's what's up, man. Yeah, so make sure you guys go back to the live stream right when we start. Okay, so I give out a lot of good information. All right, so since I am running out of time, let's go ahead and look at Tesla, Disney, and Etsy. I'll do kind of a really quick round here, a lightning round, and also the Wiz, I'll go over Spotify for you as well, just especially for you, man. So Tesla, we get a nice bump today to the upside near the last few minutes of the trading day, right? Because Elon Musk said he's going to be stepping down as Twitter CEO, which means he could put in more of his time and more of attention to SpaceX and Tesla, especially Tesla. And so if you go on the 2-hour time frame, right? Excuse me, guys. we have a huge level of support at 166.50, right around here. Okay, and we have a nice resistance level around, I would say 174, just to use as a whole number level. However, due to the current momentum that we have to the upside, I expect us to at least revisit 176, which is a huge intraday level of resistance or supply. Okay, so if I go back on the daily time frame, 176 is within this huge gap down that we have right now. And what is this gap down caused by? By sellers. So if we're able to move and continue to move with momentum with buyers to the upside, we will eventually push them out and we will get a nice short squeeze like move tomorrow to the upside and possibly a retest of this 176 level. So Tesla, that is my target. And in the longer term, all right, not just for tomorrow, if we do continue to move to the upside, I expect us to go all the way to 179 or 178 at the very least. Why? Because I expect the daily 50 SMA to continue to curl down and we will see a retest of the daily 50 SMA somewhere around 178 to 179. And a minor, I know you're looking at this in the middle of the day for Disney. So Disney, I told you that Disney should continue lower, right? And just continue to go lower and lower and lower. Just like I did with PayPal earlier this week, right? I told everyone that do not buy PayPal now because there's a lot more room left for this one to go lower. I even explained it last night as well with the chart and a whole paragraph. So Disney is the same. I expect Disney to go lower, right? So right now the RSI for the daily is at 36.59. Not oversold yet, right? And also, we have a huge demand area or level at 91 to 90.50. Okay, so somewhere around here in this very little tiny range, right? This nice 50-cent range. Okay, let me put it to 91. It's around there. Okay, so 90.50 to 91, nice 50-cent range. All right, this 50 cents range here. I expect the price to go all the way back down before it attempts to even bounce. Okay, so Disney, have your alerts around this area, maybe at 91, maybe at 90.50, or even both. And I personally would put both alerts on this area, all right, just to see if the price comes back down to 90.40 or 90.50 if you guys want to be just using the general whole number level. And so if that happens, I expect the RSI to be sitting around 30 here. So at that point, oversold. And the intraday time frames will also be very oversold like it is right now. But there's still a lot more room left for this to move to the downside. Okay. And then let's see, you have Etsy. Ooh. Yeah, so Etsy, it didn't react as crazily as I thought. On earnings, and in fact earnings were all right. I mean, they did beat earnings, and from last quarter here, yeah, they did pretty bad revenue wise quarter to quarter, but again, that's expected with every single company. Their guidance is probably shit too, but overall I think Etsy is gonna continue to thrive. It's an online company, right? Everything's focused on the online space, so Etsy here, it's still moving on the downside though, to the downside, right? It did bounce at a critical area of support at 91.50 to 92. That's a little area of demand. And we're now currently moving to the outside. I would say it's a bit late to try to get in long here since we have now just retested and closed over the 10 SMA again. Why do I say again? Because we've done that plenty of times, countless of times, as we continue to move lower and lower and lower. So what's the difference here, right? So if you hadn't bought around 92 or 91.50, okay, there really is no point in trying to long this now. I would say, wait and see tomorrow. If we do decide to break over the highs of today, and if I'm talking in tomorrow's terms, if we do break over the previous high of the day, so on this candlestick here, which is 96.56, I would say taking a long over that 96.50, I'm just going to make it a whole number level. That should warrant a good long entry point to a possible retest on the daily 21 SMA, which is, well, I would say which could be around $98 tomorrow. Okay, so nice run there, I would say. Okay, nice $2.50 move. Okay. All right, miner. Hopefully that made some sense there. Yeah, so again, Etsy, I just want you to know that, you kind of missed the move here to the long side. There's probably going to be a rejection, but if you're able to have a nice entry point over 96.50 and possibly retest 98, that'll be good. Okay, that's a nice $1.50. Wait, did I say no? Yeah, $1.50. Wait, I think I said $2.50 earlier. I think I just caught myself there. Yeah, I think I did say $2.50. No, I meant $1.50. So again, that'll be a good trade from 96.50 to $98, right? My mental math was a little bit wrong there, but no worries. All right, so Mr. Wiz, let's go over spot. So Spotify, yeah, so this one is getting a bit overextended because if you go on the weekly time frame, all right, this is at 72 for the RSI, and I mean just based on the price action here, I mean, look at this. All right, we just went straight up, which is great. I mean, that's great. All right, I'm not complaining. But there is going to be a time when we hit a very hard level of resistance, maybe even at 160. Okay, this is a very, very large level of resistance here. If we if we hit this level, then I would expect a very nice fat rejection to the downside. Okay, but for now, we're going to continue to move to the upside, even though it's slightly extended and overbought on the weekly time frame and on the daily time frame. But I still expect this one to continue to make higher highs and higher lows. Okay, so 160 is a precise number to be looking for a price target for Spotify for the longer term. But for the immediate term, I expect this to come back down to retest at least 144 to 145 as a nice range. Okay, the only reason why I say that is if you go on the 2-hour time frame. Okay, let's get this out of here. All right, so you have a level at 146 and maybe around 144 to around 145. We might see some sort of support here if we come back down. If we can't hold 146 as a new level of support. Why did I say new level of support? Well, we've been using 146 as a level of resistance during this entire move to the upside. How do we know this? From the rejections here, 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 and here, right? Until we finally broke out on this specific 2-hour candlestick. Does that make sense, Mr. Wiz? All right. Well, that is it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for giving me the tickers that you guys want me to go over. All right. And for the people who are just joining in now, make sure you guys take a look at the recording of this live stream, especially when I start. I give out so much good info that's actually applicable to your own trading for tomorrow and for the next week. So make sure you guys watch the freaking recording of this live stream. All right, I am so passionate about this that you guys should watch the first few minutes. I would say the first 20 to 25 minutes. All right, don't skip any part of this video, at least for the first 20 to 25 minutes. All right, and remember, guys, go back to the 4:30 to 4:50 minute mark of the video because that is when I start. That is when I begin to give you guys really applicable, value-filled information. All right. Okay, so thank you guys so much for 7 likes. Oh, 7 likes. I was about to say 5 likes because that's where it was at when I checked last time. So thank you guys so much for 7 likes. Hopefully I will see you guys maybe over the weekend for an over the weekend swing. I have to look at my schedule. I have gotten very busy the past few days, but hopefully I can give you guys a nice over the weekend swing over the weekend live stream. And make sure you guys check out the SPY trade that I also explained at the start of this live stream as well. Okay, and if you guys are interested in taking that swing with me into tomorrow, if you guys want to enter in the same trade tomorrow, good luck. I gave you guys every single level that you guys need to be looking out for that specific SPY call swing trade. Have a great rest of your night, everyone. Hopefully I'll see you guys over the weekend. If not, I'll see you guys back here next Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a good night, everyone, and good luck tomorrow.